Du. Good morning, good morning. What's up,
Good
everyone?
morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Okay, so du. We're gonna be reviewing a conversation by Rabban. Wait, where's the conversation though? There we go. Okay. Du. Is this the one? Let's take 4 to 6 months. Jacob. Let me let the other people in. Yo, Jamal, what's good, bro? I see you there. Finally,
Yo, what's up?
we decided to join in. Okay, bro. Ta-da-da. Let's review this conversation, man. Okay, so can you tell me more about your ad? Hey, yes. Have you applied for any tech jobs yet? No, I'm finishing my associates in computer science. Um, I got you. What makes you? Da-da-da-da. Okay, so we did a bit of introduction, which is good, right? So the only thing I would have changed is rather than saying, "Oh, gotcha," I would have said, "That's awesome. Tons of people that are doing associates in computer science usually reach out to us, so nothing new. What makes you get into a tech career then, by the way? I've been doing tech end for like 10 years now." And if you would have resonated that way, then to him, he's going to be like, yeah, if they have helped other people in my situation, they can probably help me. I've always enjoyed technology and learning. I retired from the military after 21 years of service. I used technology while in the service. Because in the military and the discipline really isn't matched, always on point on time. So are you focused only on your associate's degree right now, or are you working part time somewhere else as well? We could have asked how did he actually use technology while in service. I have a full time job and working on my associates and raising my son, taking care of my two parents, and have 5 dogs. Seems like we really juggle it all. I have 2 sons, and even with a remote job, it's still a handful. What tech title are you planning on applying for? Is this your current role already in tech? No, I am in security escort. My focus will be AI. I'm open though I prefer to pursue AI, though bills need to be paid. Would really enjoy remote work with decent pay. With the AI boom, that could be a good choice. What salary range would you consider decent? There might be a more efficient path to help you get there, 60 or above, while looking out there is low, according to Glassdoor, LinkedIn, Handshake. For front end software dev specifically, entry level salaries around 70K for remote roles. Yeah, close to that. That would be nice. Ultimately, trying to get my own family, move my family to VA state. How long have you been considering doing that for? Might talk a bit more about that because that is one of his goals. Talking a bit more about that would help. It can realistically take 4 to 6 months for a full time role transition. How soon are you planning to move? Does this fit with your timeline? Said I have to be able to afford the move. I'm paying down debt at 45K a year. If I get over that, I could realistically move
Hello.
my family. Okay, that makes sense. You're already juggling a lot. How many hours do you think you can realistically dedicate to learning coding each week? I'd say about 10. That is a reasonable amount. If you're serious jumping, I've got a structured roadmap with one-on-one mentorship. Okay, so I would try to. Okay, so this is like a normal conversation. We can help you to like, hey, program. Um, this might cause a bit of sales resistance. right? And they would be like, oh, how much does it cost? You know, how much are we looking to pay? Because you're getting them on in the mindset of like, hey, you have to buy into this. I wouldn't say that. I don't think so. That's the best way to kind of go about it. Um, would you be willing to put in the work? I don't have a social life. I eat, work, go to college, spend a bit of time with my family. How much does this cost? Right. So same. It's like we did that. That's always going to be the next thing that they're going to say. You already have a stable routine. The 101 is 200 to 400 per month to start, and it comes with a job guarantee. What is a job guarantee? As in, if I don't get a job, I get my money back. Will this include recommendations for Kurtz? Would you be open for Zoom? I like to talk with you in the evening. Yeah, I mean, this is a decent conversation. The only thing that I would say is whenever someone gets into the price, just be like, for sure, man. I mean, I can go over the logistics on this, like on this text, but it might confuse things for us. Would you be opposed to jumping on a quick call sometime today or tomorrow to discuss the details? That's how I would always go about it. I can discuss it in the DMs, the logistics, but I think that might confuse you a little bit. Would you be opposed to jumping on a quick 20 minutes call either today or tomorrow, so I can walk you over the details? Um, that's how I would go about the conversation, right? So, decent job, not too bad. I like it. Just a few things that I would change. You also gotta keep in mind, Rabab is on a really different offer. We're talking tech offer, 10K price point, super different than what your typical offers look like. So the advice that I would have for her is always going to be a bit different. So don't try to replicate it for yourself. Bring your own conversations, get feedback, so you can get better within your specific offer. Hamdan, bro, do you have any conversation that we can review?
Uh, I have to check that.
Yeah, if you have a couple of conversations, man, on ManyChat that we can review today, that would be
It's
great.
not my chat, like I will have to take screenshots.
Oh shit! So you can't share your screen and kind of walk me through like a couple of conversations.
Yeah, I can wait.
Yeah, share your screen. Let's see a couple of conversations. Think, when do you have your interview?
Hey, yeah, this is today actually.
Ooh,
I got
what
one
time?
today and another one tomorrow. Today is at 2 p.m. EST, and tomorrow I have
Okay.
one in the morning.
Oh,
Yep.
and
Wish me
tomorrow is the
luck.
Mandarin offer.
Yep, tomorrow's the Mandarin offer, and
Yeah,
today's that other offer.
yeah, I'm excited for
Yeah.
that one. I'm excited for the Mandarin offer. I think it'll be
Yeah, I'm
good.
really excited for that one too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, well, just quick question, Eunice. Like, if they
yeah.
ask, is it okay to say that I did freelance DM setting in the past, or should I not mention the word freelance? Because I
Don't
gave,
mention the word freelance. Just be like, I did a
okay,
bit of DM setting
okay,
as well. So
okay, gotcha,
yes,
gotcha. Okay, yeah,
awesome. We'd also be discussing interviews on the other half of the meeting, and I'll show you how to maximize your interviews as well. I'm trying to do more reps, RPs with people. Awesome, Antonio.
sounds good.
Bring those conversations, my G. Bring those conversations as well.
Yeah, we'll bring him. I'm just trying to organize more different role plays with people.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. You're on the right track, bro. You're on the right
It's
track.
just taking a little longer, but that's okay.
That's okay, man. That's completely okay. Like, we're eventually gonna get there. I have an interview from Camilo that we can actually review. Um, did send it to me. Yep, there we go. Hamal, let me know whenever you're ready, by the way, to show a couple of your conversations. Till then, I'll just review this interview. So this interview is with a company that's doing close to about 1 million a month. Camilo got hired. They did a role play, but they also had an interview for the first half that we're going to be reviewing. Let me make sure you guys can hear the sound.
Hey,
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 hey, how's it
what's
going?
up? Sorry, I just had to open my window. It's getting hot.
Hey, no worries. Where are you right now?
Where do I live?
Yeah, community. Going. Where are you right now?
Where do I live? I
Yeah.
live in New York City. How about
Oh,
yourself?
nice. I'm right now in Colombia, Bogota.
Nice. Is that where you're from, or?
Yeah, I'm from here, but I used to live in the US. I lived like 5 years in Florida, 1 year in Canada, Montreal.
Gotcha. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm back in Colombia now, huh?
Yeah, back in Colombia. Yeah.
You like it, or?
No, I'm moving to Paraguay next month.
Wow, why?
First of all, because of the taxes, like it's
Hmm.
just much better to have that set up there. So yeah, that's
Nice.
the main reason. Yeah.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I know you got referred over. Remind me again, how did you find out about DEA?
Because of Jonas, he referred me
Hmm.
with Kaisha, and I also worked with Ryan. Like 1 year ago, we worked in the vending community. So he talked to me about this offer like 1 year ago about and another offer, but I ended up.
Yeah. So we're going off track here. He asked like, where did you find me? Who referred you? Just be straight up with it. Eunice referred me, so I'm part of this community. Eunice is the coach. He referred me to Kesher, and Kesher got me in touch with you. Be sure, right? He asked about like who referred you, and he's like, I worked with Ryan about a year ago, and I was in this vending community. It's like, don't do all of that. Straight up answer the question, whatever they're asking.
Taking a capital raising offer at that time.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, just to let you know, so I'm the setter.
Yeah, because like this was like a really good point, like the fact that he worked in the vending community, then he ended up taking like a capital raising offer, but that didn't hold the impact that it could have hold if he had asked, tell me a bit about your experience, and Matt was just like, oh, okay, cool. So I guess like just to tell you a bit more, I'm like the setter manager. Boom. So like completely missed out on everything.
Manager here, right at DEA. I've been in high ticket for over 3 years, been a setter, worked my way up to a
Yeah.
closer, became a manager, and that's really my niche nowadays. So by all means, if you want to kind of fill me in a little bit about what you've been doing, sales experience, all that's relevant, you think, and we can kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the point where all of this should have been said, right? So
Sure. So I've been 2 years focusing just on appointment setting. The first year wasn't that good, but the second year in the offer that I mentioned you and the one that I work with Ryan, I managed to develop myself as a setter. My numbers were I managed to achieve a six.
okay, cool. Like one thing that we usually talk about is positioning. For example, Denitra, for you, he would always start with your mortgage, right? I mean, in terms of sales, I've been around for like the last 7 years. I've been doing X, Y, and Z. With this specific like high ticket remote sales, I shifted like about 6 months ago. I've been working as a DM setter for this offer. I was booking about 5 calls a day on average. This was my show up rate. This was my close rate. And I'm just looking for a better offer where I can grow. Boom. Super simple. So start with the strongest one first.
66% show up rate. I contributed to 250K in revenue, and my show up rate was 66%. Numbers, I was doing 200 dials a day on average. And what else should I include from? I think
Was this to become viral, job stacking, vending
no,
community?
this was the vending community.
Gotcha.
And then I hopped in the capital raising offer, and I stood there.
Okay. Just so you guys know, like if you notice, this guy knows his numbers. 250K collected, 66% was my show up rate. Um, I was, what did he say? He said something else as well. So I was doing like 200 dials a day on average. This guy knows his numbers, right? So you could leverage all
For
of that.
6 months. I managed to take the show up rate to an 88% show up rate, and top month I cleared 7,400 in commissions. for those ones.
Nice.
And
So that was the best show up rate or the average show up rate for you?
I'd say it was the best show up rate.
I'd say, or was it? Right? Don't use filler words. No, it was the best show rate.
On average, I
Right.
think it was between 70, around 70 on
Okay.
average.
So, yeah, it's very solid. Why do you feel like what was the attribution for the 88%?
Yeah, so I've reviewed this already. And Camilo makes a tiny mistake. When someone asks you for the contribution of like attribution of like why do you think your show up rate was so high or close rate or the fact your numbers are so high than the rest of the team, you always want to take credit of it to some extent, right? Be like, I mean, like I don't mean to sound like an asshole in any way possible, but I was just doing more work, right? I knew my numbers. I was following up with leads. I was calling them up. I was making sure that I was doing everything in my control um, to ensure that I have a high show up rate. And it actually got to a point where I was helping the other reps on the team with their show up rate as well. So, and of course, the offer was quite easy to sell. So it was like a no-brainer with the efforts. So you want to take like the credit for why your results were different than the team. Camillo makes a tiny mistake here, which
I
is
think it was the outcome. So the outcome was really powerful in that offer, that it was teaching people how to access institutional capital. So usually people had to grind investor by investor. So when we told them, we can teach you exactly how to access a family office, a broker dealer, or an RIA and get checks for 500K instead of grinding 50K checks, that really, like, people really wanted to join the course. So I think that's what contributed to that show up rate.
Okay. You open to a little feedback?
Yeah, sure, 100%.
So as the interviewee, what I just heard was, oh, it wasn't my skill set, it was the offer I was selling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think that's what you're
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, I hope not. But like that's pretty much what it
Yeah.
translates to. So I just want to give you that tip because if you have it on your resume, you're going to ask you a question about it, right? As I did and unpack it a little bit. Have something prepared where you can show like the attribution was you and not just the offer.
Yeah, I just want to keep it real, like, because,
yeah. So at this point, this was also a really wrong take on this. Is like I just want to keep it real, because he just said, like you're making it sound like it was the offer and not your attribution. And I want to clear it up. We're not lying, because if you think about it, the offer could be the greatest offer in the world, but if you suck as a setter, they wouldn't show up. So if you do a good job as a setter, they would show up. So it's like at the end of the day, you have to take the credit. But by saying, no, I just want to keep it real with you, it's like doubling downing on the fact, no, it was the offer. Right? So
yeah, I just want to keep it real, like, because,
I appreciate that, but interview, you got to spin it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, appreciate the feedback. Thanks.
Totally, man. Totally, man.
Yeah. Another thing is like, yes, I just want to keep it real with you. A better take would have been like, absolutely, like, again, that happened because it's like taking the feedback of like, okay, like I did it. And this was a really good time to show that you're coachable and can take feedback and be like, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that is something I would keep in my mind. Thank you. I'll make sure I implement that going forward. Boom. Right? So you saying coachable or you showing coachable? This is where you could have shown that you're coachable.
But of course I appreciate the honesty by all means, and I'm willing to bet there was a certain skill thing or something that you were doing by all means, because an 18% difference is literally an extra 1 out of every 5 calls, right? That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And so why are you looking to leave them?
I already left. So what was the problem? So they started with some late payments. So that, that triggered some red flags.
For your commission or for the fulfillment?
Yeah, for my commission. For my commission.
Okay.
And then it just everything just crashed. Like I started seeing some emails of the partners that he owed some money to them and they needed the money, and then the ad spend was reduced, and I said like, yeah, it's time to leave.
Yeah. The way I would have, because the way Camilo answered that was, things went south, I left. Things went a bit haywire with the business, and I left. So the way you want to start off with that was saying something like, with all honesty, I would have stayed with them, like, for the next 4 or 5 years, or as long as they're in business, right? But I had to leave them because my commissions were getting late. Of course, I had bills to pay, and then I started seeing some emails from the partners that he owed money to, and they also reduced the ad spend quite a lot, and we had a few setters on the team, and we were just kind of all fighting for leads. And I spent some time hoping that things would improve, and they did not. And the only option that I could see was just leaving the offer and finding a better one where I could stay for as long as the business is up, if that makes sense. Right? So the way I answer that question is, like, hey, bro, like, I wouldn't jump your offer if you kind of die down a little bit. I just want to make sure I can grow within the offer. And I want to make sure you guys are ethical. That is it. I would stay with you guys. I'm a long-term player. Does that make sense, guys? Right? Just different positioning of the answer. Let's see.
Gotcha. Okay. And I know you're in Colombia, going to Paraguay. So what
Okay, this is where Camilo does an amazing job.
are the hours you're looking to work in terms of like total hours, but also like the time frame and time zones, things like that?
Yeah, I can do Eastern time from basically 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And
Okay.
if I need to work Monday to Sunday, there's no problem.
Grind or do?
His eyes lit up. He was like, okay, awesome. Now, they wouldn't have you work the weekends, by the way. They wouldn't have you work 12 hours a day. But just showing that is all you need to do. Is the fact I would work the weekends if need be. Right? Because a lot of you would say, I have about like 8 hours of availability. Just be like, I can work like 8 to 12 hours a day, even work the weekends if need be. This depends on what you guys need.
Dude, I love it. How
Yeah.
old are you, by the way?
28.
28. Nice,
Yeah.
dude. I absolutely respect and appreciate the hustle, man. What's the income goal for yourself you're setting target-wise?
So I really like to hit that 7,800 consistently. So on average, let's say for the past year, I made between 3 to, I'd say like 2 to 3K on average. But I
Mhm.
really would like to hit like 7K consistently. That would be my goal.
Cool. 7K a month consistently. Obviously, you had a little taste of that,
That's
right?
the thing, that when you have a taste of that, it really changes stuff, and you really want to hit that stuff consistently. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what do you know about DEA?
By the way, really good question. It's like a lot of you guys might jump on an interview without doing any research on the company. And if they're like, tell me what we do, how much you know about us, you guys would be like, yeah, based on the resources you guys sent us, I know that X, Y, and Z. Do some more research, right? So when they ask you, like, how much do you know about us? Be like, yeah, funny enough, I spent like the last 4 hours yesterday just kind of going over your websites, your Trustpilot, testimonials, understanding more about what you do, including some of your booking pages. And based on my understanding, of course, fill out if I miss out on anything. DEA is a data engineering academy. You kind of answer the question.
DEA
But show them you've done some research. Be like, yeah, funny enough, I spent like 4 hours yesterday doing
is a
research on
data
you.
engineering academy that, I did my research about the avatar. So it's people that they want to get into data engineering, or that's people that, for example, they're making 120K a year and they want to triple that, make 320K. So
Yep,
that's
exactly.
pilot. Yeah.
Anything else that you kind of know about how we actually do that for people? I mean, again, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious of what you know already.
Yeah, well, I assume that I did a bootcamp say like 7 years ago. It was a software developer bootcamp,
Okay.
and basically like information right now, it's available to anyone with AI, but the real outcome is getting people placed, getting people a job, opening the
Exactly.
opportunity for them to make like 300K, 400K and moving to like also from junior to like senior jobs. So I assume
Yep.
it's the same here.
Do you see, by the way, how like it actually sounds like he has done the research and understands the market and the ICP quite well. Someone I would trust to talk with, one of these tech leads. just because he has done some research.
Exactly.
Good job, bro.
Exactly. Cool, man. Any other questions about the offer?
Well, Keisha, I just want to double check. I talked with Keisha.
Sure,
She
please.
told me
Exactly.
you were making 1 million a month in revenue.
Yep, we've done that back-to-back months to start 2026.
And you have
That's
a
cash collected, so more revenue,
Yeah.
but the actual
The cash collection is $1 million a month. Not even the revenue. Really good offer, man. And Matt is an amazing manager to work under, by the way. I've seen more reps hit their first 10K a month with this manager than any other manager.
actual upfront cash collected.
Yeah, and you have right now 22 sales reps, and you're looking to scale.
So we have 25 closers.
Yeah.
And we have about 35.
Do you see how proven the offer is? 25 closers and 35 setters. That's incredibly proven. But at the same time, let's do some maths. How many zeros are in a million? Wait, so this is 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, a million, right? Divided by 35 setters. That is 28K per setter. Into 5%, that is about 1,500 in commissions. So, what you need to figure out is what separates the top setters than the average setters. Be like, I mean, like 35 setters and $1 million a month. I guess like that's close to about 28K collected per setter, right? Yep, that is for sure, man. So I mean, like, are all of them collecting 28K, or some of them are like collecting like 200, 300K a month? Like what's happening on that side, right? How would the 7K a month look within your own offer? Boom. It's like, because they have the numbers, but yeah, it's like 28K per setter.
Since for how long have you been working here?
Oh, me personally, I started in early February.
Early February. And what do you feel like from February since you started? Like,
Yeah.
let's say that you like me, you want me to work with you. How would you set me up for success?
Yeah, man, good question. So what we have here with a big team, you have a pod leader.
Yeah.
So each pod's about 8 to 10 people, and these are all established setters that have been here for a while, or obviously they're putting up the best numbers, and so they're working with you literally very intimately to help you get ramped up, help you, with call reviews, all that stuff. I do 3 times a week training, where then I can personally review calls with people live, do role plays live. But we have a whole school, right, like in the community, SKOOL, where it has all of these resources for the industry knowledge, all for knowledge, and so it's really on you just to get ramped up on that side of things as quick as possible, and then really just being able to implement effectively the feedback we're giving you from your pod leader and from myself.
Okay, solid. And when you said like best numbers, how does that look like? Like from
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like the most sets, most closes,
Yeah.
right there. The top guys are all making 7-8K a month consistently.
Okay, nice, solid. And dials, how much dials are you putting in? Sets, how much sets?
Yeah,
How many of them are like out of the 35 setters that you guys have, like how many of them are like top setters that are making like 7K a month consistently? What separates them? Right?
so the KPI is 300 dials or 5 sets a day.
Okay, solid.
Man, when did the fucking industry average become 200 dials a day? I miss the days where the average was 100 dials a day. Back when I was working 100 dials, you get like 100 dials or either 5 sets. So if you dial 30 people, you get 5 sets, you're off for the day. Do your shenanigans. It's like 300 dials. Shit.
Right. So for you, if you're going to grind like that, there won't be a problem for you for sure.
Perfect.
Awesome, man. Cool. Well,
Okay, so we're diving into the role play here, which is a phone setting role play. We could review it if you guys want, or we could let it be, whatever you prefer. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, let's review it.
Let's review it. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we had to do it.
Let's see. Okay, so they start from bum 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 bum.
okay, let's roll it. Let's run it.
Great. So
Okay, to give you a perspective, on interviews, the business owner or the manager is always gonna act like an asshole of a lead. It's like you're always gonna encounter them being an asshole because they want to test you really fucking hard and see how you do in that situation to kind of have an idea of like how you would do with normal leads. Keep that in mind. But even when they're being assholes, they would always give you something to work with. You just got to be active enough to figure it out. So let's see.
Matt?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey Matt, this is Camilo with Monera Capital. I just saw your information came through an ad because you were interested in buying a small business. Is that correct?
Yeah, man. What's going on?
Perfect. So I was just giving you a call to see if we can help you with that. I'd love to know what motivated you to put your information to learn more about how to acquire a business.
Yeah, I'm sure like most people, not sure exactly what to do, but we want to make more money, right?
Yeah, being an asshole, kind of being super short. Now Camila, this one is like what's driving you to make more money right now, but the question was simple at this point. For sure, man. I mean, like, what are you not sure about? Like, what are you unsure about? Because you said he's not sure exactly what to do. Kind of dig deep into that. For sure, man. I mean, like, when you say you're not sure about what to do, like, what's kind of coming up for you when it comes to buying a business, right? The other frame, if by the way, I would give you this frame, but only do this if you have the authority. Honestly, like a setting call. But if you like don't believe in yourself enough, or if you like you might be like you might mess up the authority, don't try that. Which is, of course, man. But I'm sure like you're not jumping on random calls just to talk with people, right? Like most people. I guess like what's driving you to start a business? Because you said like most people, I just want to make more money. I would be like, of course, man. But I'm sure you're not jumping on like 6 random calls a day just to see if you can make more money, right? So I guess like what's driving you to start a business? That's another frame, but only try that if you have the authority, because they might test you, right? So, but at this point, Camilla, what you should have done, bro, is like, what are you unsure about? What's coming up for you?
Yeah. Okay. And what's driving you right now to make more money?
Why not, right?
Oh man, I love Matt. Occasional asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? But, do you have a motivation behind on making more money?
Yeah, so now we're like, Matt, give us something to work with. Something. Right? So we're almost forcing answers. All of this could have been avoided if he would have asked, what are you unsure about? And you say you're not sure, what exactly are you unsure about? That's it.
Or,
Who doesn't?
yeah, exactly. Who doesn't? And, well, tell me more about.
Yeah, so we were talking about motivation. So this is what I call losing the frame. So Matt's authority outweighed Camilo's authority as a setter. Right? He said, do you have a motivation behind it? He said, who doesn't? Camilo said, yeah, exactly, who doesn't? Tell me more about where you're at right now. No. Right? So you say, who doesn't? Be like, of course, man. So what's your motivation then? Double down on the question. He did not answer it. Don't let him take the frame of the call. Be like, of course, man. So like, I mean, like, what's your motivation then?
Where you're at right now. What do you do for work?
Yeah, I mean, I got a full-time job, so it's just kind of like maybe getting another income stream.
Maybe, or are you sure? Like maybe, or are you sure with getting that extra income stream? What the fuck is a maybe? You either want to do something or you don't want to do it. What's a maybe? It's the weak language. Right? So he said, maybe, I don't know, get an extra income source. Like maybe, or are you sure? Just put it out there. Like, no, of course I'm sure. For sure, man. So I mean, like, boom. Then you take the frame from there.
Job income stream. And for how long have you been doing that?
How long have
Okay, what's his job? I got a full-time job. For sure, man. Is it also like acquiring businesses related, or what exactly is it that you do? Oh, work in construction. Very interesting. How long have you been doing that for? For about 7 years. Sounds good, man. I mean, like after 7 years, like, are you the manager? Like, are you overseeing people, or what exactly do you do, like, on a day-to-day basis? Yeah, I'm actually the regional manager. Pretty awesome, man. I guess, like, how long has it been that you're considering buying a business for? Considering you've been doing this for 7 years. Well, it's only been about 3 years. Huh. Okay. Did we buy any business over the last 3 years, or we've just been kind of thinking about it? Tried getting into it, didn't really understand it, kind of confused. That's why I'm on this call. I thought you guys could help. Of course, man. But like, what were you unsure about? What were you confused about? So I can guide you better. Boom. Like, you can have like an entire conversation just by taking the lead. Be like, hey man, you're not gonna tell me what the fuck I should be doing. Let me take the lead, answer my questions. Let me serve you.
Have I had a full-time job?
Yeah,
My whole life, man. I mean,
your whole life. Okay, and what
I've
have
been working since I was like 14, 15.
okay, and what has you thinking right now about possibly transitioning, making more money? Did something happen recently?
I don't know about something happened recently. Just kind of why not possibly get into the ability to work for myself, you know?
Of course, man. But I guess like, but I mean, of course, man. But I mean, like, you've been working for yourself. You said since you were 14 or 15, right? Uh huh. Of course, man. So if you've been working for someone else since like 14 or 15, why do this now? Right? Why do you want the ability to work for yourself? Don't let them get away with shit. He's just giving you weak responses. Be like, hey, give me something, bro.
Work for yourself, and where is this coming from? Like working from yourself?
Okay, so this is a beautiful question. Where is this coming from? Just a wrong phrase, like wrong time, and a really wrong way of asking it, which is, where is it coming from, like working for yourself? Give it a bit more time, bro. This is not the time, because you gotta realize you've lost the frame. They would only give you a better response if you're actually in the frame. Right? But beautiful, beautiful question. I love this question.
I feel like you always hear about
And by the way, even with such a weak frame, Matt still opened up and gave him so much to work with.
that, right? Why would you want to work for a boss when you can work for yourself? But how to actually do that, how to have the things in place to execute is a whole different story, right?
Of course, man. That's the reason we're on this call, right? To kind of help you figure that out. What are you struggling with? Because I say the same thing every time. If someone mentions something once, you can ignore it. If someone mentions the same thing twice, you should probably talk about it. If someone mentions something 3 times, leave everything, go into it. This guy has been talking about the fact that he's been struggling or not sure how to execute the entire idea for the 3rd time, and I think we kind of ignored it. Get into that. What are you struggling with? Keep him in that pain. What are you struggling with? Like, what do you need help with? Right? Walk me down. Like, what have you done to fix it so far? Boom.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, like, where is that coming from? Like, what's motivating you to work for yourself instead of just keeping...
Okay, so this might piss off a lot of people, and they would be like, bro, like, I told you. Like, why not work for yourself? I've been working for someone else since I was like 14, 15. Right? So a better phrasing of this question would have been great, which is, of course, man, and I know you've mentioned a couple of times that you want to have the ability to work for yourself. But at the same time, I hope you understand my perspective. Like, you've been working for someone else since like the age of 14, 15. Right? So I guess like what's behind you wanting to start something of your own at this time, rather than just doing what you're already doing? Because you've already done that your whole life, as you said. Right? Boom, they would give you something
going
else
with
to
your
work
9 to
with.
5?
Oh, I mean, ideally, I'd have more time on my hands to do the things I actually love. You know, spend more time with my family, possibly even be able to retire earlier too. You know.
Okay, more time for your family. And how's that looking right now? Like, you're not spending time with your
Good.
family?
Good question.
I mean, I am, but you know how it is, man. You work full time. I'm sure you're working 45, 50 hours a week. You know.
Yeah.
Of course, man, but the call is not about me, though. Right? It's like, don't let them get away with shit. If someone comes on a call with me and they're like, yeah, I'm working like 12 hours a day as a DM setter. I mean, like, you were a DM setter, so you know what I mean. Of course, man, but the call is not about me, though. Because I'm living the life I want to live at this point. But tell me about it. Like, what are you... Boom. Don't let them get away with shit.
You would say that? The
Yeah, I
call's
would.
not about me though.
Of course, I would say that on a setting call. But the call is not about me though. It's about serving you,
Mm.
right? Boom, and then go because people would only buy from you if they know you're better than them. People would only trust your lead if they know you're better than them. And you got to make them realize, hey, it's not about me. It's about serving you. Because what he's doing here, to tell you psychologically, is he's just like putting the responsibility on me. It's just like, you're also working 40, 50. You know how it is. I don't know how it is. Like, what do you mean? You and I are completely two different people. The call is not for me, it's for you. You're the one struggling with starting a business. I'm not the one that's struggling with starting a business. What do you need help with? You don't have to say it like that, but you just say it. Yeah, but of course, man, the call is not for me though, is it? Right? So when you say like you're struggling, like what do you mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I really would like to learn about you, like specifically, how much time are you spending with your family right now?
I mean, you know, I work, like I said, 45, 50 hours a week. I'm obviously off on weekends. You know, I take vacations and stuff, but you know, why
Yeah.
not one more if I can pull it off?
Mm-hmm. Have you always been working 45 to 50 hours a week? Since you started working? Okay. Mm-hmm. Like when did you, I guess, like realize that maybe you need to change that? Mm-hmm. And what caused it? Like what made you be like, maybe I cannot do this for an extra few years? Get into that, right? Because at this point, he just kind of giving us shenanigans. And if you notice, again, he's being an asshole, but he's still giving us a lot to work with. We're just kind of missing out on everything because, like, my guess is Camilo is kind of nervous because from the beginning of the call, Matt was being an asshole, and Camilo was like, I gotta deal with this shit now. You know, after the entire interview, right? So his energy is kind of off place, but he's all giving us a lot to work with.
Yeah. And how would it look if you had,
And by the way, like
And
if
stuff,
you,
but you know, why
yeah.
not one more if I can pull it off?
of course, man, but like a lot of, would you agree that some people wouldn't want more? Like they'd be okay with just working like 50 hours a week, living a normal life, and that's it. You'd be like, of course, man, some people would want that, but of course, like if I can do it, why not? For sure, man. But I guess like what makes you think you can do it? Or what makes you believe that you should do it, right? Gonna go
Yeah.
into that.
And how would it look if you had more time, work less? I assume that you want to work less and spend more time with your family, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so is like, what do you guys do exactly?
Exactly. Because question. No introduction, no expertise, no details, nothing about what we do, nothing so far. What's gonna happen? What is it that you do exactly again? Why is this like an interview? Like, why are you asking me all these questions? Can we just get to the point? Like, how much do you guys cost?
So we help you with business acquisition. So basically find and qualify the right business and purchase the business. But, you know, back
Okay.
to you, I really want to understand if this is the right vehicle for you, if this is the right solution to help you achieve more time freedom, spend more time with your.
Yeah, so this is really generic. What exactly is it that you do? For sure, man. I mean, like based off of you watching like the video that you watched and the VSL, I guess like how much do you already understand about what we do, so I can just fill in the gaps for you. So you put them on them. Like, hey, tell me about how much you understand about us, and I'll fill in the gaps. They give you some generic, then you take the lead, and you're like, for sure, man. So a bit about us. Michael, the founder of Capital Raising, has been acquiring businesses for the last 20 years. And he started helping other people. We started off with his friends. He helped a couple of them acquire businesses, which became a big thing. And now, so far, we've helped about 1,500 individuals acquire businesses and scale them up to 7 figures. Although, in terms of what we do specifically, it's extremely customized to the person, right? Because of course you might want to acquire one kind of business, but someone else might want to acquire another kind of business, and the help that we're going to give you is of course going to look drastically different based off of Michael's experience of 20 years. So I guess like when you say you're looking into business, like what sort of a business do you want to buy? Okay, and what are you struggling with? Because you mentioned that a couple of times. See? Boom. Easy. Simple.
Your family.
I mean, how much capital would I realistically need to buy a business? Listen, I'm someone who's never done this before, right?
Yeah, of course. You would need between 25 to 50K, but that would be determined by the senior advisor. He can break down.
Okay, by the way, I'm okay with him giving such a big range because the offer is capital raising. You're buying a business. This is cheap.
Oh, that's how much you guys cost?
No. It's what's required on your end to buy a small business.
Okay.
But really, the purpose of this call is finding out if this could really help you. And if it does, I'll have you connect with one of a senior advisor who's the expert, and he can break down from X to see how this works. So sounds good if I ask you a couple of questions to make sure that this can work for you?
Yeah, sure, man. Sounds all good to me so far.
Okay, took a lead.
Yeah,
He took the
perfect.
lead at this
So
point.
I want to learn more about, if this makes sense for you, if this is the right vehicle.
Okay, this is the right vehicle to help you achieve that freedom, spend more time with your family. If this is the right vehicle for you and the right solution to help you achieve more time, freedom, and spend more time with your family, are saying the same thing.
To help you achieve that freedom and spend more time with your family. So let's say that we can help you find the perfect business.
Mm-hmm.
You buy it, everything's look good. How would that look for you?
He doesn't know how would that look for him. That's what he's been saying. First time. He doesn't know how this shit works. Take the lead. Be like, based off of your own research so far about acquiring businesses, I guess like the best thing you could have done, Camilla, was for sure, man. So I guess like let's break this down together on this call so you get more clarity. So in terms of buying a business, what sort of a business do you want to buy? Again, how much research have you done on how things work? For sure, what do you feel like is missing that you need the most help with? Okay, why do you feel like this area needs the most help outside of everything else? Okay, put in a testimonial, talk about a client in a similar situation as him, boom, ask the next question, right? So, perfect time for you to become a coach and be like, yeah, let me help you.
I'm not really sure I understand the question. Outside of like, it's going to make me money. I don't have to, work for 8-10 hours a day, right? That's what I'm trying to do, right? I'm obviously not afraid of hard work, but I want to set up some other income outside of just being tied to my 9 to 5.
Of course, man. And because like at the end of the day, just because you're not afraid of working hard doesn't mean you need to make everything hard.
Okay. And how much income would you need to be making to be untied from your 9 to 5?
Yeah, man, it's a great question. I mean, I'm making, 120 a year now, so I would have to realistically be making at least like 200 to be comfortable.
Woof. Realistically, you would need an 80K jump to leave your job? Why is that? Why an 80K extra? Right?
To leave it entirely, but I know that's not going to happen overnight by any means.
Yeah. And do you have a timeline that you would like to achieve this?
I mean, I'm looking just to get the process rolling as soon as I really can,
Yeah, I hear you. And what have you tried? Have you tried something to achieve?
Yeah, he did not even answer this question, by the way. Right? So ask it again, but different phrasing, which is, of course, man, but I guess, like, if you don't know, like, it's like, imagine telling an athlete that his fight is coming up and he should train up, but you have no idea when the fight is coming up. How do you expect him to train effectively? The fight could be in 1 week, 1 month, or 1 year. Right? So for us to help you build a plan for you that could help you get to that 200K a year as soon as possible, we do need an end timeline so we can make a plan around that. So for you specifically, like, what do you feel like is a comfortable timeline by which if you could achieve that 200K a year, that would be great? About a year. Awesome. Boom. Move to your next question.
Achieve this?
Outside of like just like investing in the stock market and things like that, not really.
Hmm. Pretty awesome. How long have you been investing in stock market? For about 2 years. Pretty awesome, man. I guess like why not double down on that rather than acquiring a business? Well, I mean, would you like agree that some people make like 200K a year passively from their stock investments? You would be like, yeah, of course some do. For sure, man. So why not double down on stocks? It's gonna take a lot more time. Hmm. So like you want to make this happen quicker? Is, is that what you're saying? Not quicker, but if I can make it happen like within the next 2-3 years, that would be great. Huh? Well, why the timeline? Right? So.
Okay. So mainly you just have been investing in the stock market. Did I
Yeah.
got that right?
But I feel like I've always been like I've always been very intrigued and I guess you can even say envious of entrepreneurs. I know a few in my life, my friends have went that path and yeah, they definitely work hard, but in the long run, it seems like, they're setting themselves up for a little bit of a better life.
What makes you say that? What makes you say that they're setting themselves up for a better life in the long term? So do you see? Because if he starts talking about why entrepreneurs are setting themselves up for a better life in the future, he's already selling himself on why he should do this. Another question, he said he's envious of like
You say
entrepreneurs.
envious.
Market.
One of the question was, well, envious? What makes you envious? I mean, you're making 120K a year, man. You're already at the top 10%. What makes you envious of entrepreneurs? Right? Boom.
And with the investing, do you feel that this is taking you to making 200K a year?
No. Like I said, no.
Okay.
Why is that? It's like we accepted it. Okay, it's not. But why are you not making 200K a year with stock? Warren Buffett became a freaking billionaire off of just investing, bro. That's all he did. By the time it was 60, it freaking compounded to billions.
And have
And
you
how
looked?
much do you guys cost again?
It's really tailor-made, depending on the amount of support that you need. So that would be something to be determined by the senior advisor.
Okay. I mean, I need all the support I can get. So you got a range at least you can give me, just so I literally am just coming from scratch here.
Yeah, to give you a ballpark, you're looking around 5K.
Okay.
Yeah, is that feasible at this time?
I mean, yeah, I got to talk with my wife, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so wife is like a potential objection that would happen on the call as well. So what I would do here is I would be like, of course, man. And I mean, like, does your wife know that you're thinking about acquiring a business and on this call? Or is this like, I don't know, like a secret mission? Oh, no, it's definitely not a secret mission. She knows about it. Of course, man. So I guess, like, what does she think about you wanting to do this and acquire a business? Yeah, I mean, she's supportive. She's happy. She believes in me. She thinks I should do this as well. Awesome, man. Because funny that you mention it. Because one of the things that we mention to people that have like a significant other is the fact that involve them within this entire process for some moral support. Kind of being there, pushing you, helping you out when you're kind of stressed out or we're acquiring business in the dealings. It always helps to have a partner with you. So I'm glad that is the case, and she's supportive of what you're doing. So by the time when you're proposing the call, you can be like, and also, by the way, can you also make sure that your partner is on the call with you? Because I know that you both are like, want to do this together and she's supportive. Yeah, of course, I'll make sure she's there. Awesome. Boom. Easy.
Of course. Yeah, it makes sense. So, well, look, what I see here is that you want to buy a small business, but you're not sure how it works, and you need full support with everything. And right now,
Yeah. At this point, they basically kind of book it. Any questions? Anything you guys are confused about? Anything you guys noticed?
Eunice, I got a quick question
Yeah.
about the interview question. Like if they ask me why did I leave my last role, should I talk about the Gabby offer? Because I was only on it for a month, so you know.
Yeah. You could talk about that, to be honest.
Okay.
But the framing of it has to make
Yeah.
sense, right?
Okay. How should we frame it?
Huh.
And it's only a month. I don't want them to think I'm like an offer hopper or something, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just be like I joined this. So my last offer was with this
Mm,
business owner named Gaby. I was doing DM setting for them. Did that for about a
mm,
month.
mm, mm,
Um,
mm,
I exceeded my KPIs by almost 3x in terms of booking calls,
mm,
appointments, closes,
mm,
and everything else. The
mm,
only thing that was happening with that offer is,
mm,
I'll be honest, I wasn't getting any acknowledgement. And
mm.
again, I don't seek acknowledgement, but at the same time, there was no acknowledgement at all. Like we're talking, I'm reaching out to the business owner, the
Right.
manager. I'm getting a response 4 days later. Like the speed was super slow, and in that environment, I knew that I wouldn't grow as much as
Yeah.
I would grow in an environment where
Mm,
speed is king.
mm, mm.
So you're like, I have speed. I need a business with speed, and if it's a good offer, they're gonna be like, we love that. Let's have you on board,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? So better positioning. Make
Okay.
sense?
Sounds good. Yeah, makes sense. Thank you.
Awesome. So I'll review. Because we have a couple of minutes here. Matalabov. Amazing job, bro. Just like, do you see like he's posting like pictures, old approach, new one. And he's like, I watched a setter lose 12 calls in a row. So I went back and read every single conversation from the beginning. The script was strong. The offer was really strong. The pitch was clean, but every conversation looked the same. Setter opens, leads a reply. Setter says that's great and immediately asks the next question. Lead starts given one word response is okay, yeah, I'm sure. Setter pitches the call, ghost. The setter wasn't losing them at the pitch, he was losing them in the middle, message by message, without even noticing. Because he was running the conversation like a checklist, not like a human being talking to another human being. If I am a business owner reading this, I'm like, this is cool. This guy seems solid. You know, I would potentially consider him for a manager role. This was also a pretty clean post 2 days ago. It was more personal. Um, so by the way, we also need to take into account like this guy did like copywriting for some time. So like even his clean post, you could still sense the authority. Which is 2 days ago was my birthday. Every single year I count down the days. I plan it in my head. I really feel excited. But this year it came strange. I didn't count the days. I was not even excited. I just didn't care. For me, it was just another day that came faster than I had expected. Time feels much more different now. It's moving faster than I can keep up with. I didn't realize how much I've grown until I felt the weight of it. As I get older, birthdays don't mean special days anymore. They mean more responsibility from the people around me, mean more expectations, becoming someone others depend on. Last year felt lighter. This year feels more real. I don't mean it's sad in any way. It's just different. Anyways, it was good. LOL. Nothing compares to being with my whole family. Pretty simple, clean post. Uh, Dimitri, I know he's not on this call. By the way, we just changed a couple of things. He made one post and he got like one offer already. So, start branding. Really clean profile picture. Watch. Looks clean. High authority. Smiling. 51K collected in 30 days. 4 years of experience in managing sport camps. Most sales managers. Okay, so this is a good post, Dimitri. The only thing I would suggest is if you can start making it clean like this. I don't know, I just prefer this. This is like 10x more easier to read. This, it kind of becomes more easier to read. This, although, feels more authentic. And this just feels too clean, too formal. So what I do is I kind of mumble them both though. What I mean by that is if you look here, I sort of clean, boom, make it more authentic, a bit more clean, boom, more authentic, and then more clean. So it gives off the vibes of authentic, but also clean, easy to read. I always have pictures. By the way, this post, because you never know which post is going to get you the right ICP. I was like, who's popping out all these Australian reps out here? Every other rep I'm connecting with is one of them kangaroo lover. I went into the comments about, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 30 to 40K a month is what he's at. Did 40K in a single day. Got an offer with an 8K base. Kareem, you already know him. He doesn't need any. Sean Ferris, I'll show you who he is. Paul Warren, I'll show you who he is. And Orlando, already know one of the Australia's sales coaches. Sean Ferris, 1 billion in client generated sales, created 82 six-figure copywriters, DM, free to learn copywriting. Alex Hormozy, freaking amazing. He's also a DJ, by the way. And last time I checked, I think he was, I don't know, at about like 100, 10, 20 million views a year, listeners a year, something like that. So big freaking guy. Commented, connected with him. Paul Warren, business owner, very clean website, teaches e-commerce. An Australian offer, easily connected with him. Now, if you look at it, the funniest thing is, there was no authority. There was nothing. I was like, bro, what? Because I was genuinely getting frustrated because every other guy that I'm connecting with is like, I'm from Sydney. And I'm like, fuck you guys. I was like, you know, who's crowding this place with all of you Australians? So I made a post, shit ton of it. By the way, this is also a business owner, recruiter, a really good closer. I think she hit her first 5K. Orlando, we have Aaron, we have Elivani. So again, shit ton of good people engaged. So try different formats. I keep on telling you guys, like, try different formats. I also tried this, which is Eunice. Facebook, I tagged Facebook. I was like, stop telling me I'm acting as Eunice whenever I ship between my accounts. I'm him and he's me. Didn't get me a lot of good engagement, but I was just trying it out. Boom, I tried this out. Did not work. Tried this out, it worked. Might double down on this. Da-da-da-da. Easy. Right? So keep on trying different formats as well when it comes to branding. So any other questions? Because we're off, like we're over 7 minutes here. So any other question that I can answer for you, or you guys feel like you're good? Might I'll respond back to you. I've seen your messages. I'll respond back to you as well. Yep. I've seen your messages. I'll respond back to you on that. But pretty cool, guys. Keep me updated with everything else. If you guys need my help, 101 should be your biggest friend. Schedule that in. Get my help. Maximize the use of everything. And I'll see you next week. We might have another session sometimes this week. But though that might be for a couple of you that want to jump in, that would be around branding and positioning on IG and Facebook. So it's going to be an incredibly detailed session of like how can you have a higher authority on your socials. That's it, right? So I might host an extra session. I'll let you guys know when that would be. But keep me updated. Keep on crushing it. Let me know if you need any help. And let's make it happen then. Have a good one, guys. Take care.